Hainanese Chicken Rice, edition de Paris. Don't know if that's actually correct French, but anywho, that's what we're going with today. So, of course, docked in after 3 weeks in France. You know, needing a couple of days off the beurre and the classics. So, hunted down a little Hainanese Chicken Rice joint. Sure enough, when you put it in, there's only one joint that comes up. A little further digging or some food blogs, there's about sort of 5 to 8 that offer Hainanese Chicken Rice in Paris, but only one that comes up on a Google result, and aptly named Hainan Chicken Rice. Okay, well, there's no bullshit there. 4.9 stars on Google. All right, now we're talking. Visually sensational, absolutely beautiful, couldn't be better. Very colourful with the introduction of a lot of salad, which okay, all right, cool. Just, you know, the secret with that is just eat that bullshit first, turn it into a bit of an entree, and don't let it get caught up with the actual meal itself. That's just not the way you do it. But beautiful colouring on the chicken. You know, whether it's the way they cook it or whether it's actually just some chickens across here just have far more colour. They've got a yellow sort of hint, a hue to the skin, with a lot deeper in colour. The rice really quite white, but you can sort of tell. Okay, no, could be good. Then what have we got? The stock, beautiful spring onions, nice sort of hue to it. Not the same sort of colouring as the chicken, which tells me that the chicken came with that sort of yellow sort of colour rather than the addition of sort of classic sort of chicken salt or Maggi seasoning. So let's just talk about what was different. Obviously the colour of the chicken, but some people sort of go down that path, but that's just with the addition of, like I said, some Maggi seasoning or some soy sauce in the actual sort of broth where they sort of poach it. Lettuce underneath the chicken, like I said, that's cool, just get rid of it. Does sort of dilute it a little bit, but we'll get more into that in a moment. The addition of eggs perfectly sort of boiled, a little bit gooey in the middle. Look, I love eggs and I love them when they chuck it on, but the same thing, eat it at first, get rid of it. It's just an entree. It's not why we're here. So let's start with the broth. The broth was beautiful. Not the most flavoursome, definitely more of a sort of a delicate sort of approach, but you can tell the chickens across here, because they do have so much more flavour and the meat is darker, there was actually a sweetness to it, and I don't think it was from anything added. It was a sweetness from the actual chicken itself. I quite often find that the thigh of chicken can have a little bit more sweetness than the breast, but and you can sort of see that coming through into the stock. Some sort of a glimmer of sort of a shine of oil on the top, obviously from the chicken as well. Some spring onions, but really quite fresh, not overpowering, not too salty at all. And that sort of onto our next discussion, the rice. The rice itself was perfectly cooked, but not the most flavoursome on planet Earth. So where am I going? I'm lost. Oh, wait for a cat. No, fuck him. Sorry about that. I'll cut that out. And I'm walking around in circles. I'm lost. Anyway, bear with me. So the rice, perfectly cooked, sort of a nutty sort of texture. Every granule was sort of separated and sort of rolled in the mouth. You could put a tiny bit of stock over the top and it wouldn't lose its consistency. It sort of held together really quite well. But yeah, flavour not necessarily sort of strong there, but that doesn't bother me, because coming to the chicken itself had a beautiful flavour from the chicken. Not from anything else from the actual chicken, just high quality chicken. The skin was absolutely perfect, really quite thick and sort of gelatinous, and that just meant that it went really quite well with the rice. It just meant that we're here for delicacy, and also we're talking about the terroir of the chicken. You know, we're in France, they pride themselves on their chickens more than anywhere else, so it's good to actually sort of taste that and not just get it whacked with a lot of MSG and salt. So all in all, sauces. They had a sauce there, a soy sauce with little bits of ginger and everything, and that's all well and good. But the thing is, when you're using a dark soy, like a sort of a big thick soy, it's not actually as sort of salty or as strong as a standard soy. So you can just sort of put little droplets over it, but with this you sort of had to use a little bit more. Had some bits of chili and everything. It's a bit of interest, but you didn't add anything to it other than just salt, which you do need in this country. They do seem to under-season a lot of things. But then there was the other sauce, which is, you know, your classic sort of red chili sauce. Now, eating a lot of Asian food in this country, you do notice that they never have chili oil. They never use oil. I just don't know what it is. Honestly, I reckon there's a good business opportunity here for just making chili oil. Like, just, you know, I had yum cha here yesterday. No chili oil. Are you joking? I just couldn't believe it. Anyway, back onto the sauce. Yeah, it was nice. Nice little bit of spice. But it didn't sort of bring everything together. It wasn't that chili oil that it actually needed. So yeah, the sauce, bit of a letdown, but honestly, no Asian venue does good sauce in France. Happy to be proved wrong. I've tried a lot, they just don't. So yeah, maybe that's career number 2. Just be the Chinese chili oil man in Paris and France. Okay, so what do we give it? Well, harmonious, beautiful, light, delicate. Actually really quite like the salad addition at the start. Where was it lacking? Probably a little bit more punch, but that was a benefit. Like we said, we could see a little bit more of the delicacy in the terroir, the chicken. It's got to be 9.2 to 9.3. It was absolutely sensational, and honestly, if it just had a little bit more sort of flavour and some better sauces, it could almost rival Copy Tim. So let's go 9.25. All the best. All the best.